Now. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so the first achievement I'm going to get is open your inventory. Alright, achievement get. We did it. I've taken inventory. A lot of the starting achievements are pretty simple, just like get a block of wood and simple stuff like that. Later on they get much more complex, including one that requires you to visit every biome in the game, which is a very difficult achievement because you have to travel a lot. Here I'm going to use a glitch that allows you to duplicate items. Basically you save the game in a state where the item exists both in your inventory and on the ground, so by force quitting the game shortly after picking up an item, I can duplicate stacks of that item. So I'm going to be doing that pretty frequently to get a lot of some items that would otherwise be very rare and I would have to mine a lot for. So I'm going to grab a few starting achievements right here. We're going to make pickaxe and a hoe and a sword, which gives me 3 achievements right away. Then upgrade the pickaxe so I can mine some iron. And I only need 1 block of iron because I can duplicate it to make all the rest that I need. We'll make a furnace. And now I no longer need the wood stuff because I'm going to be making better tools later. Then as soon as the iron is done, I'm going to be duplicating it along with the wood and the sticks. I actually figured out an improvement to item duplicating not too long ago, where if you force quit the game, every time you force quit it gives you an extra stack of the item instead of having to drop the items all over again and setting it up. In some cases that can be faster. But I think for real time it's always faster just to do the default item way of doing it. For all the Minecraft speedruns, we take out loading times, like all the time not spent in the game, because that heavily depends on your computer setup, and we don't want faster computers to just get free world records. So we have to set things up like that. Also, welcome to the stream, everybody. I hope you're enjoying the marathon so far. It's going a lot better than I expected, to be honest. It's a good thing. Alright, gonna make a bucket and a shovel and a boat. I will use the boat to travel a very short distance, but hey, it's faster than walking. And grab some water while I'm at it. I'm going to be heading to the Nether quite a bit this run, because you can do some really fast travel in the Nether. It's basically like the fast travel zone. There are also quite a few achievements that you need to go to the Nether for, because you need items. Here I'm trying to find a flint. Every block of gravel you mine has a, I think, 10% chance of dropping a flint. You actually need 2 flints. Sometimes I just mine the second one, but since it took so long to get the first, I'm just gonna duplicate this real fast.
We have a $5 donation from BTMPL. Says Ritzmith. Let's get those Kawaii Speedmen to SGDQ.
And I see some Ritzmiths in the chat. Thanks, BTM. Use the flint to make flint and steel so I can make some cooked food. I'm not going to need it for very long, but steak is one of the better pieces of food that you can get early on. You don't actually have to cook food, you just have to kill a burning animal and he will drop his food already cooked. It's pretty convenient. I have to grab a feather so I can make some arrows a bit later. And I just need to find a few cows and set them on fire. Aha! Let's see, how much steak did he give me? Only 1 piece. I'm actually gonna have to kill another one. I need 3 pieces of steak. Sometimes 2 can be fine, but 1 is not quite enough. Alright, 2 is fine. Once your food gets down to 0, you start losing health down to half a heart, and since this is hard difficulty, you can actually die from starvation. More importantly, if you get down to 3, I guess, units of food, you can no longer sprint, which is, of course, pretty bad for speedrunning. So now I'm going to head over here where there's a desert temple, and from that I can get a diamond, and I can make diamond tools and armor. for some fights later on. I'm also hitting the desert biome right here, and after I grab the diamond, I'm going to head over to the desert hills biome. Sometimes I'm going to be opening this menu right here. This is the debug menu, which you get by hitting F3. It's totally allowed for speedruns, although Japanese runners are not terribly happy about it. On the left side, the third line from the bottom, it says the biome that I'm in. Right now it says desert. So I'm going to be bringing that up every now and then just to make sure that I hit all the biomes I need. I'm going to grab gold, saddle, and a diamond. I'm going to need the saddle to get an achievement a bit later. Yeah, this is a fixed seed.
Have a $6 donation from Yeti Hype. Good luck, Ferret, and everyone else taking part. Love you all. Heart. Money towards Wedding Quake. It's actually a thing, and yes, that is a thing.
Yay. Thanks so much, Yeti. I have a bit more crafting to do as well as duplication, so we'll get that started. Also, drop items I don't need. Since you pick up so many items during the run, I'm going to have to pause pretty frequently just to throw away all the extra stuff. Otherwise, inventory gets rather unruly. And I just realized that my bucket no longer has water in it, and I'm not sure why. I could have sworn I picked some up. I must have dropped it by accident. That's fine. I can go a little bit out of my way to hit another patch of water, so it's not really a huge deal.
So yeah, the timer is not accurate. I think it's off by a few seconds, but records depend on the in-game timer.
Yeah.
RTA is not that important.
Yeah, I've got the in-game timer running on my side, so if it does end up being a really fast run, I can tell you guys exactly how long it is, but that's rather unlikely considering I haven't actually finished a run of this in longer than I should say.
Do we have a moment to talk?
Sure.
Momo, can you tell us about Wedding Quake, your donation incentive for Jazzpunk?
Sorry?
Tell us about Wedding Quake, your donation incentive for Jazzpunk.
So there's a bonus game in Chesspunk, a minigame. Chesspunk is a run that comes up, I think it's Saturday morning. It should be Saturday morning. And there's a donation incentive for a minigame that is pretty hype. It's a Quake rip-off. It should be fun. So I hope a lot of people donate for that in advance.
We'll need to total $100 for that. We're currently at 6.
That's better than nothing.
And how long before that needs to be met?
As I said, like Saturday morning. I think it's at 7 Central. I have no idea. You should still totally watch it.
I will try.
Like we got about approximately 36 hours to meet that.
Alright. We'll grab some water real quick. I'm going to pour it on a bunch of lava to make obsidian. Then, since I have a diamond pickaxe, I can now mine that obsidian. I think there actually might be lava under this block. I usually mine the block next to it. Would be unfortunate.
Got a little bit of frame drop.
Right. We got it. Alright. I can restart the stream at a lower frame rate, or a lower, I guess, encoding if I need to.
I think we're good for now.
Alright. Cool. So now that I have a block of obsidian, I'm going to duplicate it a bunch. To travel between the overworld and the nether, you need to create another portal using at least 10 blocks of obsidian, although I usually will use a bit more than that. So I'm going to be making a lot of obsidian so I can make lots of nether portals, because I need to use those to travel to the various biomes and to collect all the items I need and to get to all the enemies I need to get to. So once I duplicate enough obsidian here, I'm going to make the first nether portal. We'll take our first trip over to the stronghold.
I'm here to tell you that you can change your bitrate without restarting this frame.
Can you?
Yes.
That might be a good idea, but we'll go with it for now. Now that I have a lot of diamonds, I'm going to make diamond armor and tools. I'll make a full set of diamond armor as well as an axe and a sword. And I just need to duplicate obsidian a couple more times. Inventory management is a pretty difficult thing in Minecraft speedrunning. Because, like, there aren't any artificial, like, delays or anything, as with a lot of other games where between pressing stuff and menus you have to wait a little bit. So you don't really have any time to think. It's just how fast can you move your mouse and click on the right stuff. And in all achievements, you have to manage so many dozens of items that it can be really difficult to do. Inventory management's like one of the things you can most easily optimize in pretty much any category. And yeah, if the game capture ever messes up, just tell me. Because I have to close Minecraft and reopen it so much, sometimes OBS forgets to recapture it. So it's stuck on window capture instead of game capture, which doesn't quite get the whole thing. So every time I restart the game, I have to look over at OBS just to make sure it's not messed up, and sometimes it will be. Alright, so now I get the achievement for going to the Nether. I alt-tab out of the game here for a little bit to make sure that the Nether can load all the way. If you don't, sometimes you can spawn inside a block next to the Nether portal and you have to mine your way out, which is super annoying. Let's equip that stake again. Alright, there's a gas nearby. One of the achievements I need is called Return to Sender, where you kill a ghast with its own explosive bomb. There I just got pretty lucky. I came across a blaze. This route takes you right next to a blaze spawner, and I need a blaze rod that it drops to make Eyes of Ender. But instead of heading to the spawner, I just got what I needed from passing that by. Normally I just head up those stairs and kill those. So it's a pretty small time save. Another item I need, which is usually the most difficult item to get, is a Wither Skeleton Skull. I've gotten that like once coming along this path, but that's very rare. There is, however, a Wither Skeleton literally right there, but I don't think I'm going to go for that. I don't want that skeleton to notice me. But alas, Senpai has noticed me. So I'm probably going to have to kill Senpai. Alright. So I had to look at my coordinates real fast to make sure I was building this on the right spot. You have to be pretty exact with your nether portal spawns. Every 8 steps you take in the nether, or every 1 step in the nether is 8 steps in the overworld. So if you teleport just 1 square, or 1 block away from where you should be, you'll be 8 blocks away from where you should be in the overworld. And in some cases that can be really bad. Alright, so that takes me right next to the stronghold. So if I dig down right here, I think it's like 50 blocks underground, there's the stronghold. And from there I can activate the portal to take me to the Ender Dragon, and I can get the achievement for killing him right away. We just have to dig down a ways. Can't even spin in place. Alright. I made a diamond axe just so I could dig out those 3 blocks, and after that I don't really need it anymore. I'm gonna grab a couple books, which I can use to make a sort of looting later on, which is gonna be quite useful. Get rid of some stuff I don't need. Now I need to mine out 9 string from these spider webs, which I'm going to use to make wool, a fishing rod, and a bow. And in a chest right over here, there is an ender pearl. It's also a creeper, but I managed to dodge him. I have diamond armor, so even a creeper explosion will not deal all that much damage. I think with full diamond armor you get something like 70% damage reduction, which is quite nice. Unfortunately, I'm coming across a lot of zombies.
Blocking with your sword also gives you damage reduction from creepers and the like.
That it does. Although with creepers it's usually just best to run away.
Yeah.
Alright. So I need to... Ah, there's a freaking thing. Alright. I was digging the wrong way. So 8 blocks in here and then 4 more directly ahead. I can dig my way to a chest. That chest has an apple. From that apple I will craft many, many notch apples, which are really, really good. And because I have item duplication, I can have as many as I want. They're one of the most powerful items in the game. I'm gonna lock myself in here, and I'm gonna do a lot of crafting and duplication. I'm gonna make wool because I'm gonna need to make a few beds for the Ender Dragon fight. And there's a fishing rod and a bow. I can go ahead and make an enchanting table for an achievement, and a bookshelf for another achievement. Then I throw those two directly in the lava because I no longer need them, as well as lots of other stuff that I no longer need. And then I can make notch apples using blocks of gold. You have to mine out a ton of gold for each notch apple, so without item duplication, notch apples would be like way too difficult to make. But since we have duplication, I can just make infinite. It's pretty nice.
The notch apple also gives you an achievement, so you need to get it regardless.
That is true. We've thought about a glitchless run of this game where you can't use item duplication, but I mean, just for the notch apple, you have to mine out, what is it, like 81 blocks of gold. And that would take a while.
The seed would be pretty interesting, but the run would not be so interesting.
Yeah. We thought it would probably take like maybe 3 or 4 hours to do glitchless, but I have the world record for this right now. It's about 52 minutes and some number of seconds in game. Probably closer to an hour real time, maybe a bit longer. The other guy that does all achievements is Josh Gaming, who has also had the world record in a few other categories. He is really good at the game. Although for now I am better in this one category. He has the record in any percent set seed by just a huge amount. Just a few weeks ago he set that record. It's like over a minute faster than anybody else in a run that was already about 5 minutes long. It was just perfect everything. This run still has a lot of optimization to be done, so I'll be practicing it a lot more leading up to SGDQ. I'm going to make some Eyes of Ender. And then more duplications. I'm actually going to go ahead and make 3 ender chests, or I'm going to make one and then duplicate it to get the rest. And I'm going to use that to carry items over during death warps, so that I can put all my items in an ender chest and then death warp back to spawn where I'm going to have another ender chest. And that basically lets me take all my items with me whenever I death warp. It's pretty much only going to happen once during the run. Yeah. If I forget to do that, then instead of death warping, I just have to walk all the way back, which takes literal forever. But I'm not going to forget, I promise. There's a ton of inventory stuff that I have to do here, so hopefully I remember it all. It would take way too long to like try to find this place in my notes.
Yeah, a reminder that you need extra ender chests.
Thank you, Momo. I appreciate your help. Alright, I now have 4.
Yeti.
Thanks. Alright, we have 4 ender chests. That's one more than I need, but I will probably still forget because I'm bad. Alright, so now I'm going to put away all the stuff that I don't need in the immediate future, because I'm going to need a lot of inventory space during the dragon fight. So, I can put away all the crafting stuff. But first I need... Okay, so now that my inventory is a bit clearer, I'm going to go ahead and make a lot of beds, which I'm going to use because reasons. And I think that's about all I need there. Alright, are we ready? I'm going to duplicate ender pearls once more just so I have extras to use during the fight. It's pretty useful to have extra ender pearls because you can teleport around to towers and shoot them a lot faster than having to run between them.
Did you explain how ender chests work, by the way?
I did not. Basically all ender chests share a common inventory space, so if you put an ender chest in one place and then run to another, you can put your items in one, and then they'll all be in the other. So it's basically just an extra bunch of inventory. Do I need obsidian?
$5 donation from Viral Infection. Ferret Senpai, heart. Remember to double bed the dragon.
Ooh, I did just discover a strat for the dragon fight, literally in the hours leading up to this run. Oh, so I just got an achievement for entering the end, and I'll get another achievement once the dragon is dead. Here's my bow. So, whenever you activate a bed in the end, it blows up with a force even stronger than that of TNT, and we use that to deal a lot of damage to the dragon. Viral posited in my chat that it might be a good idea to set up beds next to each other and then activate them one after the other as the dragon is swooping by, so you can hit him with multiple explosions on each of his charges. The reason we haven't really done that in the past... Or wait... Actually, yeah, there was no reason why we couldn't. Basically, it's really tough to do because if one bed destroys another bed, you won't be able to activate it. So you need to have a barrier between the two, so the explosion from one won't hit the other. And I was trying to set that up earlier on, but it wasn't working out all that well. With more optimization, that'll probably be a really good way of killing the Ender Dragon. And it's useful in Set Seed, which basically needs new strats to be improvable, so I'm pretty happy about finding that. I'm also hitting these arrow shots a lot more accurately than I expected. It takes a lot of practice to get good at this fight, because hitting all these ender crystals is very difficult. If the dragon is nearby to any of these crystals, you'll see a line leading from the ender crystal to the dragon, and that means that the crystal is healing him. Although if you destroy the crystal while he's being healed, he will instead be damaged for a good amount. So basically you have to destroy substantially all of the crystals, or else he'll heal faster than you can kill him. Alright, I've destroyed about all of them. So now every time he charges, I want to explode a bed as he passes by. That deals a bunch of damage. You can kill him in as few as 3 bed explosions, though it usually takes 4 or 5. Just depending on how close you can get him before you explode the bed. If you wait too long, then he just destroys the bed and you don't do anything. It's also RNG how many times he'll charge you, so sometimes you can just get screwed over by him flying around too much. It's a big RNG part of pretty much every other category, but since there's so much to all achievements, this fight isn't as important as it is in most other categories. So there's really a lot less stress. So what notch apples do, which are really helping me this fight, is for 30 seconds they give you a ton of health regeneration, such that pretty much nothing deals damage fast enough to counteract it, so it's pretty much just you have full health for 30 seconds. It also gives you 2 extra hearts, which is a little bit of extra cushion. And it also gives you 100% fire resistance for 3 minutes, so even if you fall into lava or get set on fire, you won't take any damage. It literally just lets you swim in lava. So obviously they're very powerful, which is why they take 81 gold bricks to, or 9 gold bricks to make, and 81 gold bars. But with power of item duplication, I basically just have infinite health for the rest of the run, as long as I remember to eat my apples. And the dragon is being a jerk and just flying around without actually charging. That's alright. I did not make an anvil, so while I'm waiting for the dragon, I'm gonna go ahead and make an anvil. We need to put down the crafting table. I also don't have iron. Alright, that's fine. I can make the anvil and all that when I respawn back at the spawn point, so it doesn't really matter. It's a bit more efficient to do it at the very end of this fight, but it's really not a big deal. Alright, he's, yeah. He has a charge in like 2 minutes or something. This is really bad luck. But again, it's all achievements, so it doesn't matter much. I know he's doing a really high charge, so maybe he'll circle back around. There he goes. That didn't deal much damage anyway.
So yeah,
Alright.
the 80% bull rocket has like almost perfect dragon luck, right?
Yeah, it was ridiculous to see. His dragon time was like 1:30, and I'm pretty sure I waited 1:30 just waiting for that last charge. Like, it's so fast. Just really good luck. And he did it really well. I mean, hitting the crystals is something you have to do pretty much every run, and that takes a lot of skill to get it right, because the arrows have so much drop on them. And trying to figure out where the arrow's gonna land is pretty difficult. Alright. I guess I can show off the double bed thing, which I figured out earlier. So, you can do the double bed by doing this, so the beds are like next to each other out here. So that way if you blow up one, the other won't blow up. I think he destroyed this other bed before I could get at it though. And if you have a really good setup for it, you can probably do it consistently, but for now, I don't really trust myself, so I'm just going to do it normally. So at least once during this fight, I destroyed a bed without having a block of obsidian between me and the bed. And what the block of obsidian does, it reduces the damage you take, because there's a bit of a barrier between you and the explosion. So it's useful to have. But since I have full diamond armor, I can survive a bed explosion if I'm far enough away from it.
Can you explain real quick why beds explode in the end? There was a question in chat.
Say it again?
Why do beds explode?
Beds explode in the end. It's sort of an Easter egg / balance mechanic. Beds usually set your spawn point, but the devs didn't want you to be able to set your spawn point inside the end. So the way they fix that is by making beds explode if you tried to use them. So it's kind of like you expect to set your spawn point there, but you just die instead. So it's like, haha, how stupid are you? But we were able to turn it around and destroy the dragon by finding ways to survive the explosion. So it's really a pretty cool trick. I know I have to do a lot more item duplication. Actually, not a lot, but still some.
The same thing happens in the nether because you can't. They don't want you to set your spawn point in the nether either.
Yeah. Well, there's really nothing in the nether that has a ton of health other than the wither, and we already have a way of dealing with that, which you'll see later on in the run. So I got achievements for entering the end and destroying the ender dragon. So the next thing I need to do is visit some more biomes. I'm going to hit the mesa as well as savanna. And to be able to travel fast, I'm going to duplicate some ender pearls so that I can just teleport the whole way. When you throw an ender pearl, it teleports you to wherever the ender pearl lands, and you take 2 hearts worth of damage. Since I have notch apples, I basically just have infinite health, so it's basically infinite teleportation. Ender pearls are usually pretty tough to get. They're a somewhat rare drop from endermen, which are otherwise somewhat rare enemies to find. But you can find them in stronghold chests, is where I found mine. Alright, now there's a bit more stuff I need to do. I'm going to make 2 furnaces, which I'm going to use a bit later on. Then I'm going to store stuff that I do not need in the immediate future. Let's see. I only need 3 stacks of pearls. I don't need gold, don't need blaze rod. I am going to need the saddle. Alright, and now I can go ahead and make the anvil. Requires 3 blocks of iron. Then using the anvil, this isn't for an achievement, I just use it to craft the diamond sword with looting 3. There are a few times you need some drops from enemies, specifically the wither skeleton, so having looting 3 makes them drop it, what you need, quite a bit faster. So now I need to teleport in, I think this direction. Let's see, -500, 610, yep. Since you have to travel such long distances, I'm pretty often going to be referring to a notepad where I have coordinates set out to make sure I'm going to the right spot. So a somewhat long distance in this direction is some biomes I need to hit, as well as a group of chickens, which I'm going to need to lead around for a bit.
So yeah, somebody asked, how does the duping work?
The duping works basically by saving the game such that items exist both in inventory and on the ground. So basically you drop whatever items you want to duplicate, you save and quit, and then reload, and then you pick up the items, and right after picking them up, you force quit the game with Alt F4. And then whenever you reload the game, you'll have an extra stack of each of those items in your inventory. It's really useful. In Minecraft, we have 5 major categories: set seed and random seed, glitchless and glitched, as well as any percent set seed, or I guess set seed all achievements with glitches. So item duplication is pretty much the major glitch that defines the difference between glitched and glitchless. Alright, I'm going to need some glass later on, so I'm going to pick up some sand, and I'll burn it in those furnaces to make glass. Alright, so here I hit the mesa biome. Up here is going to be the mesa plateau. And I got stuck in... Sometimes ender pearls will stick you inside pieces of terrain, which in one case can be very useful. You'll see a lot later on, but for now I don't really want it. Then there's also a biome called Mesa Plateau F, which is pretty rare. I don't even know what the F is supposed to stand for. There's a specific spot you can stand right over here, and we hit Mesa Plateau F. Then we're going to head over to...
a lot of frame drops.
Is it something I need to fix?
You could do that quickly.
Alright. When I'm paused, the in-game timer doesn't go on, so this won't actually affect my ending time. Right.
Take this moment to remind everyone that after this run, the marathon's going to go offline for just a moment when we switch restreamers.
Yep.
So don't panic.
Alright, so let's try putting the bitrate down. Alright, I put it down to 800. Hopefully that'll be more stable. So we'll keep going. Alright, so now I need to do a few different things. I'm going to put down 2 furnaces and start cooking that sand, and I just realized that I forgot to actually bring any wood. But I can mine that real fast. Use the wood to cook the stuff. Okay, and while that's going, I'm going to start fishing. One of the achievements I need is an achievement you get for cooking a fish. And to do that, you need to catch one, which is total RNG, so you just have to sit here and wait. There are a few different things I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on the furnaces, but more importantly, I'm waiting on the chickens. Chickens will drop an egg every 5 to 10 minutes, and I need an egg to bake a cake. And the only way to get an egg is by waiting for chickens to drop it. So there are quite a few things that I do nearby these chickens while that timer is ticking down, so hopefully one of them drops an egg close to the 5-minute mark. There we got a fish, and I still need one more block of wood. And I'll cook the fish. Actually, let's see. Guess I need to separate that. Alright. That'll work. Now while the fish is cooking, I'm gonna make some sugar and equip some seeds. And the seeds will attract chickens. As long as you're holding seeds, chickens will follow you to the ends of the earth. Whether it's good for them or not. And I need them for their eggs. So while I'm waiting on their timers, I'm gonna lead them to where I'm gonna get the next achievement. Sometimes it can take a while for chickens to actually notice that you were holding seeds. I want to get as large a chicken squad as possible, because the more chickens you have, the faster on average they will drop an egg. Because they're more likely to have one that drops it right at 5 minutes. Unfortunately, those chickens are deciding not to actually follow. Which is a little bit annoying. As long as I have about 5 or 6, I should be fine though. So now I get to lead our chicken squad around. If you're really slow, it'll be nighttime by this point, and you have to deal with a lot of enemies nearby. But fortunately, it's still daytime, so this run is still on pretty good pace. And I don't have to worry about enemies as I'm walking through here. I'll go ahead and collect additional chickens, because more chickens never hurt anyone. The old strategy was just to wait by that river until an egg dropped, and there was basically nothing you could do during it. But by leading the chickens around, we can do 1 or 2 additional things while we're waiting.
Just letting you know your frame rate has not improved.
That's unfortunate. Guess I could try 600. Let's see. Alright, frame rate is now 600. Or bit rate, rather.
Bit rate, yeah.
600 frames per second.
If that was your frame rate, it might be the problem.
Alright, so now as I'm waiting on the chickens, I'm gonna trap a pig down here. And we will go for the achievement that you get for making a pig fly. Fortunately, flight can also be achieved downwards, so I'm just gonna dig down 10 spaces. I forget how many spaces that was, so I'll go for 11. Oh, I accidentally dealt damage to the pig because the Ender Pearl landed right on him. I'm so accurate. Alright, now we just saddle him up and take him for a ride. So close. Come on. You can do it. Oh, this is so bad. Okay. That's really unfortunate. Alright, so I messed up. I didn't push him quite far enough, and once I was already sitting on him, as soon as I get off, he'll fall off without me. So I killed him to pick up my saddle again, and now I have to do it with a different pig. It doesn't really waste time because I'm still waiting on the chicken, so I'm just basically just waiting on that timer. So it's not a huge deal that this is taking me an extra try. There we go. Pigs do indeed fly. Alright, so now I just need to get my squad of chickens back together, because they've been wandering around for a bit. I know when a chicken lays an egg because there's a somewhat loud audio cue, this little pop, that tells you that an egg has been laid, so you just have to run around until you find where it was. And so far I haven't heard it. So I'll continue leading them on until I do.
Ferret just leading all the chicks on.
I really only need them for their reproductive capacity. We can sometimes have trouble climbing. There we go. Alright, there's the pop. And do I have the egg? I do. Okay. So I'll drop the seeds for the chickens to eat, and we can teleport onwards to where I need to go. Unfortunately, I totally forgot which direction I was going, so hopefully it's this way. Yep. Alright, so there's one more biome I need to hit before I'm done with this area, and that is the Savannah Plateau. It's just on the other side of this village here. Bring up this. I also need to hit the river, which is right here, and then Savannah Plateau up here. Then I just need to place down the ender chest and put everything I want to keep inside of it. Let's see. Oh, I only have 2 things of glass? Oh right, I never made that. Okay, I'm gonna duplicate glass real fast just so I don't forget to do it later. I need the glass so I can get a water bottle with which I will make a potion, which I need for both an achievement and to make a potion of strength so I can kill the wither really fast. So real fast I'm gonna make glass bottles and then fill one up with water. And head back up. Now it's becoming nighttime, which is about right. Usually gets to about nighttime at this point. So I don't need to bother storing anything that I don't actually need to keep. And then I just use the ender pearls to very quickly kill myself. And then respawn back here. And I get to pick everything back up again. So re-equip the diamond armor, grab everything I left in this chest as well. Now inventory management is very difficult because I still need pretty much all of these items. And I'm going to duplicate ender pearls again. You have to use a lot of ender pearls, and the maximum an ender pearl stack can get to is 16. And since I only have so much inventory space, I can't just make like 10 stacks of them. So I duplicate my way up to like 6 stacks and then use 3 and do back up to 6 again. Alright, so now I need to head in this general direction, I think. Where are my notes? Notes come back. Every time I alt tab, it pauses the game, and I can't really stop that, so I apologize if I have to pause every now and then. Alright. So the next achievement I'm going to go for is Diamonds to You, or Diamonds for You, I can never remember which. To get that, you need a zombie to pick up a diamond, so I've already duplicated a bunch of diamonds. Now I just need to find a willing zombie. There's a zombie spawner at 500, 169, which is right around here. I can just find a shovel. Oh goodness, it's a blob. It's been a long time since I've seen a blob. Oh god.
Oh, blob.
It's a blob. It's a neat cube. Alright, so right down here, we're gonna find a zombie spawner. Basically, every zombie that spawns has a percentage chance that it will be able to pick up items. this even the right spot? It should be. Yeah, there it is. Alright, so now I need to eat a notch apple so I don't die. Then equip diamonds and throw them at the zombies and hope that they pick one up, which they did not. So now I have to kill them and wait for more to spawn and throw diamonds at them and hope they pick them up, which they don't. It usually takes a few minutes before a zombie spawns that can actually pick up diamonds. There are a few other things I can do in the meantime with crafting and inventory management. So once I get a free moment, I'm going to do some of that. So get rid of stuff I don't need. Get around some more diamonds. Oh. Okay. Oh, whoops. Alright, so I'm gonna make another portal because I need to teleport out of here as soon as I'm done. So we'll start crafting that while I'm waiting. And then store everything I don't need. It's quite a bit at this point. What else? What else? Need to pick up that bucket. I'm actually going... Oh yeah. Go ahead and throw out the water in this bucket. So I have 3. And continue waiting for zombies. And again, this is why I put the difficulty up to hard. It makes zombies more likely to pick up diamonds. So I just have to wait till the achievement pops up. I do not need a potato. Do I have enough arrows? I have 35, 64. Yeah, that's fine. I can actually put one of those away. Take my diamonds, damn it. I also need redstone, because I'm going to be making some powered rails for the on-rail achievement later on. Don't need glass bottles. I only need 1 blaze rod. Actually, yeah, I can craft that. That's a good idea. I'm gonna go ahead and make a brewing station. Brewing stand. Which I'll be using not too long from now to make a potion. And still no takers for the diamonds. As much as everyone loves diamonds, you'd think that they'd actually want them. And as I'm picking up random stuff from the zombies, I'm just going to be storing them again. Everything in this chest is just stuff I don't need.
Yeah, you need the redstone for a couple other things as well. There are several things that you need to craft that involve redstone that give you achievements, like the music box and the dispenser.
There are not achievements for those. There are some achievements that are on console, but not on PC.
Oh, did they change that then?
They might have just taken them out. The only achievement that uses redstone on this run is just the powered rails for on a rail.
Then never mind. Apparently I don't know what I'm talking about.
That's fine. I know there are a lot of different versions that have different achievements, so this is on 1.8.3, which I think is still the recent version, or most recent version. And all the glitches I'm using can be done on that version as well. I'm also using Optifine just for general graphics and optimization improvements, but that doesn't actually change gameplay. Optifine is pretty much the one mod that you're allowed to use for speedrunning because it doesn't actually change any of the gameplay. We continue to wait for zombies. This is one of the main RNG elements of the run, just waiting for a zombie to pick up diamonds. The other is finding a withered skeleton skull, but just a few hours ago I learned about a really good strat for getting one of those really fast. So we'll get to see that for much longer. Yeah, this is definitely taking longer than it normally does. Not much you can do about it, though. I'm also picking up all the random stuff the zombies are dropping just so to make sure that if they pick up something, it will be a diamond and not something else. And also go ahead and get the achievement for making bread. Alright, we got it. Diamonds to you. So now I will make my escape. Alright. Zombie decided to follow me to the nether. Not a big deal. Alright, there are a few achievements that I want while I'm here. And I can actually get one now. So I'm gonna get Return to Sender by reflecting one of these bombs back at the ghast. Can take a bit because their movement is somewhat random. There we go. Achievement unlocked. I'm also going to kill this skeleton right here. This is the enemy that has a chance of dropping the wither skeleton skull. It's a pretty low chance and you have to keep trying until you get one. But there's a way of killing the same one over and over until he actually drops it by abusing save quit, which I just learned about. So it's not a big deal if I don't get it quickly all of time. The next thing I need to do is head on over here. Kill these guys while I'm here. So we'll just run away. Alright, so there are a few more biomes I need to hit. And the location to get to those is going to be down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then on this location, make an ender portal, or a nether portal. Where's my flint and steel? There's so much inventory stuff you have to work. Alright. So now we're back in the overworld, quite a distance away, because again, the nether is basically fast travel. Then I want to go in this general direction. That allows me to get to Taiga, and then up here is Taiga Hills. And down here is going to be Jungle Edge. While I'm here, I'm going to force some cows to make some love. There they go. And then we need to clear up some inventory space. Can I get rid of? Not much as it turns out. Let's see. That'll do. Then I'm gonna grab some milk. And then we can finally bake a cake. A cake is one of the most difficult items to make in the game just because you need so many different ingredients. And the egg in particular is very difficult to get. But, there we go. I have made a cake, which has a pretty sick Portal reference. Then, just need to hit 2 more biomes. Over here is going to be jungle, and a bit further over here is going to be jungle edge. Or jungle hills. So, I hit 5 biomes in there. Now I've hit all the ones that I need to, so I'm going to go ahead and make a portal back to the nether.
Portal reference.
The name of the achievement for baking a cake is The Lie.
Yeah, I know.
It's pretty great.
Never heard that one before.
The references are so sick. Everyone knows that. Alright. Then I'm going to be teleporting on over here. Still no skeleton skull, which is fine. Alright, so now I'm going to start brewing a potion. For that I need another wart. I'm also going to shovel. Need 4 pieces of soul sand so I can summon the wither. I'm gonna head up here. See if I can get the shot right. Ender pearls can be very nerve-wracking to use because if you aim wrong, you can just spawn at the bottom of lava. You won't die because of the notch apple's fire resistance, but still pretty bad news if that ends up happening because it takes you a long time to get out. Alright, I don't actually need diamonds anymore, so we'll throw them over the edge. Alright, so now I'm going to start the potion with the water bottle and nether wart. And now I would like to find another wither skeleton, which is going to be right over here. And hopefully I can get this to work. So I'm going to dig down to get him to follow me, then teleport my way out. Alright. So hopefully this works. Let's get rid of the blaze so he doesn't bother me. Get another apple. Alright, here we go. So I'm gonna come on down with him, save and quit, then load up the save again. Actually, I forgot to do something. I'm gonna hit him twice and then save and quit. And now he's gonna die in one hit, so I'm gonna kill him and see if he drops a wither skeleton skull, which he did not. So I Alt F4 to force quit the game and come back in. And when I do that, he'll still be in the same location, still alive, and his drops will be once again randomized. So I'll have another shot at collecting the wither skeleton skull. So I just keep Alt F4ing and killing him until he gives it to me. We used to just travel back and forth along this area a bunch to find new wither skeleton spawns, and that could take a very long time to find the wither skeleton skull. But with this strat, it takes a lot less real time and much less in-game time, because it's basically instant once you set it up. Because the skeleton can't get away, and it's just a matter of time until he drops what you need. Alright, there's a wither skeleton skull. That was actually very fast. So normally that would take like 10 minutes of grinding to get, but with this new strat, which I learned a few hours ago, it's a lot faster. Alright, now we have an awkward potion, so we're gonna put in some blaze powder and get that going. There's one more achievement I need to get, which is called Sniper Duel. And to get that, I need to kill a skeleton archer from a long distance away. Fortunately, I'm not seeing any skeleton archers. I have to wait for the potion to finish brewing, so I basically just have extra time to mess around here. Alright, last ingredient is glowstone dust. So now I'm going to do a bit of inventory management. Then I need to duplicate the wither skeleton skull. While I'm at it, I will duplicate ender pearls. So one more bit of item duplication. And I'm going to force quit the game as soon as I load it once more to give me one extra wither skeleton skull, and that'll get me up to 3. And I'll use that to defeat the wither, or to summon the wither.
Have you actually mentioned what you assume to be a faster duplication? Like the thing you figured out on your stream?
It's kind of minor and a bit technical to explain, so no, I haven't. It's just a very small difference, like a few seconds faster if you want one less of whatever item you're duplicating. The duplication actually failed, so I'm going to do it again. For some reason, duplication is a bit more difficult to pull off in the Nether than it is in the overworld. Partly because I think part of what makes item duplication work is a bit of lag in loading the world, and maybe it just takes a bit more or less time to load the Nether than it does the overworld. There's also a small, though depressing chance that whatever I try to duplicate will just disappear entirely and I'll have to find it again. So hopefully that's not going to end up happening. If this one doesn't work, I'm going to do single item duplication, which isn't used nearly as often because you can only duplicate one item at a time, and it's also a frame perfect trick. But since I'm having so much trouble with this, I think I'll go ahead and try that out. I'm going to drop this, and then on the frame where I pick it up, I want to pause, and save, quit, and reload. And doing that gives me an extra stack of the item. It's frame perfect, but you can pause buffer for it. Actually, it's not frame perfect, it's like redstone tick perfect, so it's 1/20th of a second. I'm actually going to drop one of those because I only need 3, as well as drop whatever else I don't need. And then we're going to head on to where I'm going to summon the wither. There have been a few different strategies used to fight the wither, but I found out about a very nice one, but it requires a 9x9 bedrock ceiling to pull off. And there are a few coordinates that will always have that, because the bedrock is actually the same no matter what seed you use. So there's a guy that found literally every location in the Nether that has the correct spot. So, according to my notes, it's going to be at 130, 167, is right here. So now I just have to head on up to the bedrock. How much obsidian do I have? I'm actually going to duplicate the stack of obsidian real fast once I get down to 32. Almost. I know I get it when the item appears in my inventory after the pause screen is already up. But again, it's pretty precise. As a visual reference, you can use whenever it turns a quarter turn on the ground. That was actually a little bit too late.
Somebody asked if you did get the sniper achievement.
I did not, but I'm going to be heading back to the Nether later on.
Okay.
So actually remind me to get that, because I'm probably going to forget. I usually get it during that sequence, but since we have such a fast way of getting the Wither Skeleton Skull, there's less time to mess around. Alright, so above me there's a 3x3 bedrock ceiling, and I'm going to use that to get a fast kill on the Nether. So one thing added in a pretty recent patch is you can summon the Wither like so. Normally you do a vertical tower, but you can actually do a horizontal tower now. I'm going to summon, and then drink the Potion of Strength as well as a Notch Apple. Make sure I don't die. Block the initial explosion. Now the Wither is trapped in the ceiling and can't move. And he's dead. And then by clipping through the ceiling using Ender Pearls, I can get to basically just the ceiling of the Nether, which is bedrock the whole way through. And I'm going to need a lot more Ender Pearls, so I'm going to go ahead and duplicate those, assuming this works. And now I need to travel quite a long distance away, and actually I'm going to use this ceiling to get the On a Rail achievement. Alright, so I need to travel towards negative 161, which is right here. Alright, so I just need to travel in this location for a long distance. So in between Ender Pearl shots, I'm going to be dropping some items. So I basically just use this to do some minor inventory management. Drop whatever I don't need. Alright, so I need to head to negative 497, negative 898. Alright, so on the debug screen, wait, negative 497. I'm supposed to teleport towards 150. Alright. I was actually looking at the wrong spot on my notes. Alright, we're actually going in this direction now. It doesn't matter too much, because Ender Pearls let you travel really fast. So just maybe like 20 or 30 seconds lost because I was going in the wrong direction. It's more that I lost some Ender Pearls because I'm running a bit low on them. I actually need to travel farther in the negative X direction. Alright, so there's a pretty fun glitch coming up. I'm actually going to duplicate pearls again. So for the On a Rail achievement, which I'm going to be getting shortly, you need to travel, I think, 1 kilometer inside a minecart. And even though the achievement is called On a Rail, you don't actually need to be on a rail during that time to get the achievement. So there's a pretty fun technique you can use to get minecarts moving without them actually having to be on rails. And I'll explain that a bit further as I'm setting it up. And I need that minecart ride to end on a specific spot, so I'm doing the traveling before I set up the minecart. Alright, so negative 497, negative 898. We are approaching it. On the left there's XYZ coordinates, and that's how I know where I am. Alright. 497, 898. And then face negative X. Okay. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of crafting now. I'm going to make 1 stack of rails. And then 1 stack of powered rails. And I'm also going to need a button. Alright, so now I'm right here. I'm going to place down those rails. Here, here, and here. That gets me a curved rail. Don't need those anymore, so then 1, 2, 3, 4 away. Going to make, actually, obsidian, and then here I need to put down some powered rails so I can get a curved powered rail. One more block, and a button. We're about ready to go, so I need to make 4 mine carts, and I don't actually have enough iron to do that, so I'm going to duplicate that. This next part coming up is going to be pretty loud, and I'm not going to be able to do anything about that, so prepare for that. Alright, so now I want to make 4 minecarts.
This still works. That's amazing.
It's so good. Alright, so I put 4 minecarts all in a stack, and then I send them on their way, hop in, and enjoy the ride. So for some reason, if you stack up 4 minecarts, you can just travel in all of them, and by doing that little setup back there, I can set them along at a pretty fast pace without actually having to be on a rail. So now I need to travel 1 kilometer, and there's not much interesting that happens here because you're just traveling over open bedrock. I can do some inventory management in the meantime though. So I don't need gold, don't need iron, don't need the rails. Need to make a beacon a bit later on. Alright, if you need to announce anything or read off donations, now is a good time, despite the rather loud background noise. If you don't, that's fine too.
I'm actually looking for donation incentives that come up. I know there's going to be a donation incentive for Wheel of Time for the cutscene, which is pretty cool in the end. Yeah,
Next run is should move to duck %, which will include not 1 but 2 duck races. And in the first duck race, you have a choice of duck: green, red, blue, yellow, black, and white. So we have a little bidding for duck choice.
And also another reminder that the stream is probably going to be offline for a few seconds or maybe a minute while the restream has changed, so don't panic for that. And we will continue with the Puri Puri block after this, which has a feature of the box and programming with that in between.
Alright, so this minecart ride lasts until I get to the coordinate 209, -192. On the left, you can see the XYZ coordinates. The X is ticking up and the Z is ticking up as well. So once I get to the right location, I'll get the achievement. And right when I get that, I'm going to hop out and create an ender portal. And that'll get me to some more biomes. Again, the most difficult achievement to get requires you to visit every single biome in the game. And it's not technically every biome. There are some biomes that are not counted, including ice spikes, thank goodness. But it's still most of them, so you need to visit Beach and Stone Beach and Mushroom Island and all the rest. So once I get to where I need to go, I'm going to be nearby to a Mushroom Island and Stone Beach so I can get those. Alright, we're about there. I need to make sure to do this portal in the right place. If I'm even 1 block off, I'll spawn underground and I'll have to dig my way out. And I'm not entirely confident that I remember which block I need to be on, so here's hoping. Should get the achievement right now. Oh geez. I forgot which button got you out of minecarts. Alright. So 209 negative, what was it? 192? Alright. So right here. Make this. Okay, then activate, and hope we end up in the right spot.
It was a really great rail that you were on.
It was a wonderful rail. I love that achievement's name because it's totally not accurate. Alright. Hey, I spawned outside, awesome. So right down here, there's a very convenient stone beach, which is otherwise a pretty difficult biome to find. And I'm going to use the crafting table. I'm actually going to do a bit of duplication right now. I need more glass, gold, and wood. And we'll do a couple ender pearl stacks while I'm at it. I'm going to duplicate this twice. So the very small optimization I made to duplicating is that normally we would drop out all the items we get, save quit, reload, force quit, and that duplicates everything. But if you add an extra force quit after the first one, it gives you an extra stack of whatever you dropped. So I would have used that right there if I was actually thinking about doing it, but whatever, that's fine. I'm actually going to need an extra stack of glass after this. And the reason why I'm making so many gold blocks is that one of the achievements I need to get is called Beaconator. So I need to create a full-size beacon using the nether star that I got from the Wither. I'll be doing that once I visit a couple more biomes. Alright, ironically enough, one of the most difficult biomes to find on this particular seed is the beach. I don't know why, but they're hard to find. So, I had to take that very long ride in the nether to end up around here just so I could find a beach. And also in this direction there's going to be a mushroom island. Sometimes boats will just randomly explode in Minecraft because Minecraft is well programmed. So I built one extra boat just in case this one blows up in the middle of the ocean. If you don't have an extra boat, then you're pretty much stranded because you have to swim all the way down to the bottom of the ocean just to place down a crafting table to make another boat, which is not a good look. But it usually doesn't happen. Alright, so I hit the ocean and deep ocean biomes. Over here is going to be Mushroom Island Shore and Mushroom Island itself. There's the shore. And there's island. And... oh god, not again. Alright. The ender pearl spawned me inside terrain again, so I had to launch another one to get myself out of it. Then over here... let's see. I don't actually have the direction I need to sail in these notes, but I think it's over here. I usually have my view distance up a little bit more, but I had it turned down for set seed. Runners usually play with pretty high render distance and FOV just because you get the most information that way, which is particularly important for random seed because you need to very quickly identify what area you are in. There should be a beach in this general direction. I'm sure it'll pop up any second now. Any second now. There it is. Alright, we found the beach. I was genuinely worried for a bit, but we're gonna make it. And once I land, I'm going to have to craft the beacon. And I don't actually remember what the recipe is for the beacon, so Norcat, do you know it off the top of your head? How do you make a beacon?
Oh, I don't remember what it is, but I can look it up.
Please do.
Okay, no problem.
Because I'm pretty sure I know what it is, but we have a bit of time.
3 glass on top, glass, another star, glass, and then 3 obsidian on the bottom.
Alright, that's what I thought it was. Alright.
Also, reminder that you might have to look out for skeletons because of that archery.
I have a question.
Sure.
Now that Norcat's helped you, is this a tool-assisted speedrun?
What are you trying to say?
I mean, it depends on how you define Norcat, I suppose. I will leave that as an exercise for the viewer.
Literally a robot.
Alright, so I need to make a 9x9 base, and then let's build it up like a square pyramid. This is the one time I ever actually build things in Minecraft. I've literally never built a house. I've never joined a server. I have not really played traditional Minecraft like ever. I literally picked it up just to speedrun it. I do not regret my decision. Alright, so now that that's done, we're gonna craft beacon itself. Bam. And place it. Beaconator. Alright, there's the achievement. Now I'm going to make another portal so I can return to the nether. Alright, this is actually important. So after the beacon, negative 275, negative 92. The latter part of this run I'm a little bit less familiar with because I don't have to do it nearly as often. So hopefully I can remember where to go to hit the last remaining biomes. Let's see. Is it over here? It's not over here. There's a structure I'm looking for, but I don't actually remember which direction it's in. And again, notch apples give me maximum fire resistance, so I don't actually have to worry about being set on fire. Alright, I now know where I am and where I am going. Excellent. Unfortunately, okay. If that ender pearl had hit the ceiling, then I would have died from fall damage, so I would have had to save quit. Whenever you save quit, you have invincibility for a short duration, so you can use that to survive falls. Alright, so what was the coordinates again? 275, negative 92. That's over here. Yeah. I actually need to duplicate obsidian again. There we go.
I have a $6.40 donation from What's Up Yo. Had to donate from my favorite Twitch team of all time. Put this toward Momo's Wedding Quake incentive, because why not?
Yeah, so we're on $12 of $100 for that incentive.
Nice. So there is a really annoying thing about portals in this game, where if you travel through one, it'll spawn you one square outside of the portal when you return. So I have to make those platforms on the side just so I won't fall into the lava when I come back. Now we're gonna head back out to the overworld, and this teleport is purely just to hit some extra biomes. So here we hit whatever this biome is, Cold Beach. Then
Don't forget
here,
Sniper Duel.
I'll get there. Here is Ice Mountains over here, I think. Where's Ice Mountains? There's Ice Mountains. Then Ice Plains and Frozen River. Now that I have those four, I'm going to head over here. It's very important that I do not throw an ender pearl into the ocean because it takes a very long time to reach the bottom, and I basically just have to wait and then swim up, which is super annoying. But anyway, we did it. Now 285.86, which is over here. Alright, now is actually when I need to find that sniper, because this is going to be my last trip through the nether. So it's very important that I find one. I could also find one in the overworld, but they only spawn at night, so it's not really something I can count on. It's a lot more common to find snipers up on these bridge structures over here, so I'm gonna head over here.
I have a $5 donation from Mollusk Moth. Post Britzmits in chat if you want to see FearfulFerret build a house.
Oh god.
Please, why?
Literally my first house building experience. I'm so nervous.
Well, let's talk turns. How much money would we need to raise right now for you to build a house?
Right now?
Somebody get
gonna-
Notch in here.
I'm gonna go with 50.
$50 right now.
Right now.
FearfulFerret will build a house.
Before the end of the run, which can potentially be in like 5 minutes. So get on it.
Also a reminder that we might be over the RTA estimate, but the in-game timer is still below that, so technically, you know.
Technically. I mean, I put the estimate down, meaning real time, so this is actually a pretty slow run. I actually thought it was faster, but whatever.
How dare you not get good RNG?
Yeah, that's true.
Terrible speedrunner.
The zombie took so long. Alright, so I'm finding a lot of enemies, but none of them are actually archers. So I'm gonna have to travel a bit more. find one. Finding one in these tunnels doesn't actually help me, because I have to kill him from a long distance away, and there isn't enough room for me to kill the sniper inside one of those tunnels because of the drop.
I have a $50 donation from Seductive Spatula with the
God damn it.
comment, house.
God damn it.
Brick.
I knew I should have gone higher. Alright, I guess we're
Seductive Spatula.
I guess
You
we're
never
going
hit
further
the hours for a
overestimate then.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
I mean,
What's
it's not going to be a
expensive,
very
it's
good
expensive.
house.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Alright. Still not finding an archer, which is actually pretty rare. They're usually a lot more common. I'm surprised I haven't found any. Maybe they've spawned inside. Ah. This is unfortunate. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and head back to the overworld, because it might be nighttime by now. Alright, so anyway, the next place I need to go is 285.86.
Have a $5 donation from Icy Kittens. Reminder to support your speed friends and never give up. Put this towards winning quick. Black Duck will win. Whitey's kept them down.
Alright. Thought this was an archer for a second, but it's just a zombie pigman. Oh well. Alright, so 285.86. This portal actually needs to be built above this lava here. It's a little bit nerve-wracking, but we can do it. For some reason I'm getting a lot of lag whenever I'm looking at the debug menu. Deal with it. Again, I have to make the platforms on the side so I don't spawn over the lava when I come back. I usually don't return using this portal, but since I haven't killed the skeleton yet, I might have to. Yeah, there are literally 2 achievements I have yet to get. One for the biome and one for the skeleton. Alright. So here we hit Cold Taiga. Direction do I teleport in? God, it's been so long. Alright, we'll try this direction. I need to hit Mega Taiga and Mega Taiga Hills. Alright, so that's Cold Taiga Hills. Further on is going to be Mega Taiga. There it is. And then right over here, hopefully, is Mega Taiga Hills. Aha! Alright, so normally though, well, normally I'd get the achievement for having visited every biome, but apparently I missed one. One thing, I also just placed my last obsidian block, which was not the smartest thing. So
Did you get the mushroom biome?
I did. I hit both the mushroom biomes. One little problem with the achievement, and I guess it's not so little, is that you have to stay in a biome for a few seconds to get it to register, and how long you have to stay in it kind of just depends, because the game only checks for what biome you're in every few seconds. So I may have just traveled through a biome too quickly, and I didn't have enough time to register. And there are quite a few biomes that can happen in, so this isn't actually all that rare of an occurrence, but you still got to see the entire route. And since we're overestimate, I think I'm just going to call it there. So anyway, here are all the achievements.
Moving directly to the house building incentive.
We are doing exactly that. So you know you have every achievement because all of the arrows on the screen are gray. There are still 2 that are green, which means I still have yet to get them. One is Sniper Duel because I never found any skeletons in the Nether, which is usually where I get that one. And the other is Adventuring Time, which is Discover All Biomes. And there's no way for me to check which biomes I have and have not gotten, so I'd have to retrace my steps over the entire last hour to hopefully find the one that I missed. So it's not technically a full run, but that's the entire route, and I'm still happy showing that off. So I guess we're going to build a house. I'm going to go ahead and make it out of solid gold because I can. So I'm going to have to duplicate a bit.
Just like your house in real life.
Yeah. All those Twitch bucks that Seductive
Warrior
Spatula
bucks,
just sent
right?
our way.
me know when you're done duping and I'll start the house building timer.
I've completed duping.
Alright, go.
Alright, I don't even know how to build a house, jeez. Alright, so we start with, oh, we'll say a floor. That sounds good. Probably have a shovel for this, but hey, whatever. What's the point of a diamond axe if you, don't use it to dig out dirt? Alright, there's our floor of sorts. To duplicate this again. The ice spikes biome is not counted towards that achievement, fortunately. Hell is also not counted in the achievement, and neither is the end, but we visit those anyway. I think there are probably a few other biomes that aren't actually counted, but definitely not ice spikes. I don't even know where that would be in this seed. It would probably be difficult to find. Alright, well, there's our general structure. I don't really have much... Oh, I do have glass. Excellent. Well, we can duplicate that. We'll also make some more wood, just in case.
Chad is talking about Notch like he's Bigfoot or something.
Basically. I mean, he hangs around Twitch. I haven't seen him in my stream yet, but it's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
And like Bigfoot, Notch donates a lot of money.
Yeah.
That is true. Yeah, we get windows. What do you think the glass is for?
The roof? Maybe? I don't know.
Nah. Roof is gonna be wood. I'm rich, but not that rich.
Rich mitts.
Ooh. Alright, why not? We'll have some crafting table action going up there.
Squatch.
Let's see. You can't actually place things on crafting tables, which makes this a little bit tricky. I think I can make it work. Alright, the ceiling is mostly made out of literal crafting tables. How do you make a door? I've never made a door before.
6 wood. Going
Vertically.
Yeah, vertically.
Gotcha. That makes sense. How cool. Alright, we're gonna need a golden staircase.
Chad seems very upset with you for not pressing shift.
Shift? What is shift? Oh, cool. I never knew that.
Well,
That's
hello?
fantastic. Can you? No? I'm holding shift and it won't let me place the gold. You're wrong, I think.
No,
I don't actually know.
the inventory stuff is what they're talking about.
Oh, yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
I'm a speedrunner. Trust me. Alright, well, here's my house. I don't have anything to make a bed, so I guess I'm just gonna stand here lonely during the night.
Thank you, Fearful Ferret.
And that is Minecraft. Wolsk, I've done things with Minecraft, but I'm not sure you could call it playing. So yeah. I hope you enjoyed it.
All right. Up next is going to be Shinmu 2 Duck Percent by Purry Purry.
Also, one last reminder that the stream is probably going to be